Let's now explore NEAT or not non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which is the calories we burn through every activity that isn't formal exercise: walking, standing, fidgeting, cleaning, typing, washing up, all that type of stuff. It can have a significant impact on our ability to lose or gain weight, depending on how much or how little movement we incorporate into the day. Let's dive into it. So it's everything that we don't track as an exercise. And it may not seem like much, but it certainly adds up, and it can account for anywhere between 15 to 30% of the total calories burned in a day. And it can exceed the amount of calories that you burn in formal exercise. If someone who's very active in moving around all the time, it absolutely will. So NEAT is one of those ones that can be easily influenced by our habits and our choices. And by maximizing it, we are basically giving our clients the best possible chance at losing body fat. So it includes things like walking. So this is why we recommend anywhere between 8 to 12,000 steps a day for people. The more you walk, the higher you need, generally the better your life is. Standing. Standing burns more than sitting. Sitting burns more than lying down. Any of this type of stuff can all contribute to NEAT. So standing desk users are generally leaner. Fidgeting is another one. Small unconscious movements like tapping your foot, bouncing your leg, twirling your fingers, it all adds up. Over time, people who are naturally very, very lean will have a high tendency to fidget all the time. Housework is another one. The more housework, well, not the more housework you do, but housework like cleaning and gardening, etc., can burn substantial calories over the course of a day. And you need to keep your body moving, and then also work-related activities. So if I'm sitting on a bench, sitting on a chair all day, and just talking, I'm not going to be contributing a lot to my NEAT. From there, if I'm doing a day where I'm moving around and moving stuff, that will contribute a lot more to my NEAT. So for someone in my situation, which is the vast majority of our clients who work on computers all day, maximizing their NEAT through artificial means like steps is a very, very good thing to do. And recreational activities. That's like playing with your kids, walking around the mall, doing yoga, all that stuff contributes to NEAT. So how someone lives really does contribute to their overall results. The more active people are generally leaner all the time. Okay. So for weight loss, we want to create a deficit. NEAT can burn more calories throughout the day. It's really simple. If you're walking around more and increasing your step count, you are creating a bigger deficit. It's as simple as that. We always talk about energy in versus energy out. We need to also maximize the energy out part of the equation. Yes, energy in is more important, but energy out certainly matters, and it would be remiss of us to avoid it. For weight maintenance, generally if someone maintains a high level of activity after they've lost weight, they're probably going to keep it off. That NEAT is definitely going to help. Okay. So for most people, generally recommend, parking the car away, walking more, taking the stairs. These activities, which may not seem like much at a time, certainly add up over time and help maximize the NEAT and maintain body comp. Now for muscle gain, it can, improve insulin sensitivity. It can increase overall calorie burn. I would generally look at someone and see if they've got crazy high step counts, probably drop them down for muscle gain, because we don't want the calories to go for recovering that. We want it to go towards protein synthesis. So a couple of factors that influence NEAT. Lifestyle and occupation, as I just mentioned before. I sit down a lot of the time, which will lower my NEAT. It was easier to maintain weight when I was a personal trainer in my gym and walking up and down the gym floor all day long. I would hit 10,000 steps between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock every single day. So it was much easier to maintain that. If I did a full day on the gym floor from open to close, it was an easy 20,000 plus steps without a problem. So high NEAT made it very easy to maintain weight. Body size and composition. Larger individuals or people with more muscle mass burn more calories for NEAT. And it's simply because larger bodies require more effort. This is why walking with a weight vest can be really useful, because it increases the calorie burn of the output without adding too much effort. So if I've gone from 100 kilos down to 90 kilos, I've effectively lost 10 kilos. If I want to make the walking as difficult as what it used to be as an effective for weight loss, adding a 10 kilo weight vest will make it seem like I'm walking at 100 kilos, burning more calories, because it is easier to move 90 than it is to move 100. Now, genetics, some people are naturally fidgety, more so than others. Spontaneous physical activity and genetics influences that. There's not really too much we can do about that. Environmental factors will make a difference. If someone lives in an apartment, works from home, their gym's in their apartment block and all that kind of stuff, they need to have artificially regulated NEAT because they simply won't move too much. Younger people, anyone who's watching this has kids, they understand that kids have incredibly high NEAT because they're constantly moving around and doing something. And older people generally have low NEAT because their mobility has decreased, their physical activity decreases, their wellness, and they kind of just sit around all day doing not much. And then health conditions can also influence our NEAT. An example of that is when you get injured. A lot of people generally put on a couple of kilos when they get injured because their activity level plummets. So how do we boost it? All the advice here that everyone has probably heard of is a useful way to do it, okay? What I would probably recommend for most people is giving step targets throughout the day to get people to actually get the most out of it. That's going to be the one out of all these 8 strategies that's going to have the biggest return on investment. And then number 7 would be engage in active hobbies. And that's more because they're going to help influence the lifestyle of the person, the mindset, their ability to relax. And that will create more healthy habits via the health halo effect. So NEAT, it may seem insignificant, but it really will influence TDEE. Like if NEAT is decent, you can burn 250 to 500 calories a day easily. If you're 100 kilos, you will burn approximately 100 calories for every 2,000 steps. So that will mean you're burning 500 calories a day just from walking, which is really useful for creating a deficit. So NEAT is a really important thing. This is something that I recommend that you start looking at with your clients straight away because it's a very low effort, high yield investment that you can make in optimizing your body composition.